Hello, this is the part 3. This will be the last part ng Karimen lecture. So, from lesson 8 on page 92. Okay. This is about looking out for pedestrians. So, yung tatandaan dito na term is when passing near pedestrians tapos nasa road sila, tulad nito, nasa picture. Yung rule dito is kailangan magli-live ng safe distance or pwede rin yung other term na safe wide berth and then slow down. So, yan siya. Magsi-safe distance kung medyo wide ang road. Then, kapag hindi makakip ng safe distance because medyo masikip ang road or narrow, kailangang mag-slow down. So, yan siya ang gagawin kapag nasa road ang pedestrians. Same ang gagawin kapag when passing bicycles na nasa road din. So, next is when passing um or approaching mga pedestrian crossing zone or other term is crosswalk. You may continue to proceed kung clear na walang mga tao sa paligid. Let's say, yan, clear siya. Yung term niya is clear or obvious that there are no pedestrians present sa paligid ng crosswalk. You can continue to proceed. Hindi na kailangan magsuslow down. Pero kung you are not sure if the pedestrians will cross or not, meaning may mga tao sa paligid pero hindi ka sure kung tatawid sila o hindi, kailangang mag-slow down para makastop anytime. And then, if there is a vehicle stop behind the crosswalk or pedestrian crossing zone, may vehicle na nakastop sa pedestrian crossing zone or bicycle crossing zone, you must also stop before passing the vehicle. So, kailangan mo din magsa-stop kasi nakahinto yung sasakyan, tapos pedestrian crossing zone. So, think of it or i-assume na baka may tumatawid na tao or may tao na hindi pa tapos na tumawid. Next is about streetcar. So, this one, streetcar, yung sinabi ko before na streetcar is yung parang train na meron siyang, parang bus na meron siyang tracks sa gitna ng road. So, ang tatandaan dito na term is kapag may streetcar is present and may safety zone. Safety zone is parang yung zone or yung area na doon ang waiting ng mga passenger or doon sila pupunta kapag bababa. So, kung sa bus siya parang bus stop, pero pag sa streetcar, safety zone ang tawag. So, kapag may safety zone, slow down ang gagawin. Slow down ang term. Kahit may mga tao sa loob. Since merong safety zone, pwedeng slow down lang. Magsa-stop ngayon kung may mga tao and then may streetcar, kailangang mag-stop. So, since walang safety zone, hindi sila safe sa area na yan, wala silang limit na place na kung saan sila mag-stay, kailangang mag-stop yung term. Then, streetcar, tapos pag merong distance na 1.5 meters or more. So, when there's a streetcar, blah, 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 tapos meron kayong mabasang distance na 1.5 meters or more, slow down dapat yung mahanap na term. So, again, slow down kapag may safety zone, stop kapag walang safety zone, there are people, slow down, may streetcar, and then may space na 1.5 meters or more. Then dito, wala siyang streetcar. There's no streetcar, safety zone lang. Safety zone na may mga pedestrians or may mga passengers sa loob, kailangan mag-slow down kasi may mga tao present. So kapag walang tao, since walang streetcar, wala kang iisipin kasi walang mga tao. So, You can proceed without slowing down. Proceed normally lang. Dito kasi, meron siyang streetcar. So, kapag may streetcar and safety zone, may tao or wala, kailangan slow down palagi. That is the streetcar. Then, on page 96, looking out for people that need special attention. Mga people na um, physically challenged person, yan sila. Yung term should be slow down or stop. Dapat magkasama sila always. Slow down or stop. Hindi pwedeng slow down lang, hindi pwedeng stop lang. So, dapat yung dalawang terms na yan magkasama palagi sa sentence so that maging true yung sagot. Example, when passing on the road where you see a child walking alone or there is an attended child, or passing on a road where a person walking with white or yellow cane is present. So, you must slow down or stop. Kapag slow down and give way lang siya, mali. Or you must stop in order to give way to the person, mali din siya kasi kulang ang term. Dito siya kailangan nakaset siya. Yung slow down tsaka stop is magkasama. Then, when passing on areas or kapag dadaan sa mga road na may sign na school zone sign or kahit walang sign, pag near na school, vicinity or a kindergarten, mga nursery school, no need to slow down. You must be especially careful when driving lang. Nasa page 96 din ito siya. So if you read the part nung cautions in the vicinity of school or school route, walang nakalagay na slow down. Drivers should be especially careful when driving. So, hindi naman sa lahat ng oras at sa lahat ng araw may mga bata sa labas ng school or malapit sa sign na to. That's why, ang gagawin lang kapag dadaan sa areas na may ganyan, mag-especially careful lang or extra careful para by the time na may mga bata, so um, makapag-pay attention sa mga movements nila. Then, when passing a stop, school, or kindergarten bus. Kapag school bus or kindergarten bus, mga bus siya sa mga bata, kailangan yung term na slow down. You must slow down to ensure safety when passing a stop, school, or kindergarten bus. So, example, may bus dito nakahinto, tapos pag magpapas ka sa kanya, kailangan mag-slow down. So, that's it. And let's proceed to lesson 9. This is about checking lang and signal. So, yung proper time to signal, yung pag-on ng signal light, is 3 seconds kapag mag-change lane. When you are going to change lane to the right or to the left, 3 seconds ang pagsisignal before doing the action. Kapag turning naman siya, left or right, 30 meters ang layo before, kunyari magto-turn left, kailangan 30 meters. Makapag-signal ka na bago liliko sa intersection. Then, example, sa question, when changing lanes, you must signal 3 seconds and check before doing the action. This one is mali. Kasi, yung checking nasa huli. Dapat mauuna ang checking bago mag-signal. So, mag-check muna, ensure that the vicinity is safe bago mag-signal and then do the action. So, pero kapag hanggang dito lang siya, when changing lanes, 3 seconds lang naman talaga ang pag-change lane, true na yan siya kasi yan lang naman ang tinatanong niya about signaling. But kapag may checking na kasama, kailangan mauuna si checking bago mag-signal. Okay? So, this is the hand signal na pwedeng gawin ng mga drivers. Kailan gagamitin ang hand signal? When it is difficult for other drivers to see your signal light because of too bright na, kunyari, masyadong maliwanag kasi morning or yung because of sunlight. So, pwedeng mag-hand signal together with the signal light. So, kapag motorcycle or two-wheeled vehicle, ang ginagamit na kamay is left. Kasi ang right na kamay is nasa throttle, nasa parang gas ng motorcycle. So, kapag nakaturo lang siya sa left, magla-left turn. Pero kapag magra-right turn, yung left na arm naka 90 degrees, it means you are turning right sa opposite direction. So, kung sasakyan naman, four-wheeled vehicles and up, um, since right side ang driver seat, right na kamay ang mas malapit sa window. So, yung yung left na kamay is nasa handle, nasa steering wheel. So, kanan na kamay ang gagamitin for hand signal kapag sasakyan. So, kapag nakaturo siya sa right, it means magra-right turn. Then, kapag naka 90 degrees ang kamay, it means turn left sa kabila naman. Then, slowing down or stopping na sign, hand signal is the same. Ibababa ang kamay na paganon. The same siya sa motorcycle and sa automobiles. So, the same ang hand signal, slow down at saka stopping. Kasi, when you slow down or when you stop, brakes lang ang ginagamit. So, when you step on the brake lights will activate. So, iilaw yung brake lights. Kaya, the same lang yung hand signal when you stop or when you slow down. Then, reversing for sasakyan lang, parang igaganon-ganon mo yung kamay mo, downwards, nakababa. So, yan siya ang sa sasakyan. And then, let's proceed to lesson 10. So, changing lanes. Basically, hindi naman bawal mag-change lane sa road as long as hindi lang yung tawag na to, yung vehicular lane. 'Di ba yung vehicular lane is two or more lanes. So, kapag yung vehicular lane is marked with yellow line, so vehicular lane, let's say 3 lanes, siyang ganun. Kapag yellow ang division niya, you are not allowed to cross the yellow line. Bawal mag-change lane kapag yellow line. Tulad nito, pag yellow line siya. Kahit magto-turn left or right, example, galing ka dito, tapos magra-right turn ka pala dito, so tatawid kang ganun. So, bawal siya. Kasi, it's parang considered as changing lanes. Galing ka dito, nag-change lane ka sa other side. So, when the same din kung magla-left turn, when you cross the yellow line to change lane or to turn right or left, so bawal siya kapag yellow line na. And kapag vehicular lane, pero kapag 2 lines siya, kapag merong broken white line, yung nasa side ng white pwedeng tumawid. Kapag nasa side ka na ng yellow, bawal ka ng tumawid sa yellow line. So basically, kapag nandun ka sa lane na ang nasa side mo is yellow line, bawal kang lumagpas dyan. Bawal kang mag-cross dyan. Then next, avoid making U-turns or reversing or crossing the road if you will block the progress of vehicles or pedestrians sa road. So, hindi siya bawal kung walang nakalagay na sign na prohibited as long as magche-check lang sa paligid kung hindi makakasagabal or hindi makakakos ng accident. So, reversing is allowed, yung pag-atras sa road, bawal lang siya sa expressway. Pwedeng mag-reverse kung sakaling, let's say, dito ka pala liliko, tas nakadiretso ka. Pwede kang mag-reverse kung walang sasakyan sa likod, and then you can turn right. So, hindi siya applicable kung may mga center division or divider yung road, or medyo heavy ang traffic. So, yan. And then, this sign, take note, yung sign na ganito, this is a no crossing or no vehicle crossing sign. This is not a no right turn sign. Kasi ang right turn kasi is meron siyang magto-turn ka. Basically, meron siyang ganito, meron siyang road na papasukan. That's right turn. Pero, ang crossing is tatawid ka lang ng road to enter a facility to your right side. Example, papasok ka ng apartment mo or papasok ka ng mga restaurant, tas may nakalagay na ganito na sign. So, bawal kang mag-cross, no crossing sa right side na road to enter a facility to your right. So, yung term niya na crossing, no crossing. And then, no U-turn sign. So, if you see this sign together, ganun pa rin yung kanyang sign. No crossing pa rin siya at no U-turn. Hindi siya mag-iiba ang meaning. Hindi madadagdagan ang meaning. Hindi mababawasan. So again, reversing is allowed sa road. Basta hindi lang makasagabal sa mga vehicles sa likod. You can answer this and then check your answers after. Then lesson 11 is about overtaking. There are locations na bawal talagang mag-overtake. Locations na bawal talagang mag-overtake kahit na walang nakalagay na sign. So, overtaking, bawal kapag may sign. Siyempre, ang sign na no overtaking sign is meron siyang kanji sa baba. Ganito. This is a no overtaking sign. So, take note that ang no overtaking sign, may kanji siya sa baba. Meron siyang auxiliary sign. Bawal mag-overtake kahit na mga moped. So, yung moped, di ba, usually nasa left lang sila ng road. Bawal mo silang i-overtake kapag may no overtaking sign. At corners ng road, bawal mag-overtake always kahit na good visibility. Near top of an uphill, bawal din mag-overtake. 30 meters, 30 meters, 30 meters. This 30 meters, hindi yan nagbabago ang term. Just check kung saan ang location. Railway crossing, pedestrian crossing, bicycle crossing zone, bawal mag-overtake. Then, steep downward slope, bawal mag-overtake. Inside the tunnels, bawal mag-overtake. Pero, kung meron na siyang vehicular lanes, kung 2 or more lanes na siya, pwede mag-overtake sa tunnel. Without vehicular lane, isang lane papunta, isang lane pabalik, bawal mag-overtake sa tunnel. Sa tunnel lang pwedeng mag-overtake kung may vehicular lanes. Then, 30 meters ng intersection or crossing, bawal mag-overtake. However, etong intersection na to, remember, kapag nasa right of way, let's say, ganito. So, eto yung, let's move the video. Okay. Eto yung right of way. So, kapag magta-travel ka sa right of way, pwedeng mag-overtake kapag intersection lang siya ang location. Pero kapag bicycle, meron siyang pedestrian tsaka bicycle crossing lane, bawal mag-overtake kahit na nasa right of way. So, intersection lang po pwedeng mag-overtake kapag nasa right of way. Yung pedestrian crossing zone, bicycle crossing zone, eto sila, bawal mag-overtake kapag kahit na nasa right of way. Okay? And then, overtaking is prohibited kapag double overtaking siya. So, papaano malalaman kapag double overtaking? When the vehicle, when you are overtaking a vehicle that is overtaking a vehicle, yan siya prohibited. Again, sasakyan, automobile. ikaw mag-a-attempt na mag-overtake, i-overtake mo siya, then ang i-overtake niya is sasakyan din. So, yan siya is prohibited. It is double overtaking. Pero kapag moped, yung term ng yung isa na mabanggit, example, when you are attempting to overtake a vehicle, eto yung i-overtake mo, that is overtaking a moped. Pwede siya. Kasi hindi siya double overtaking. Hindi siya considered as double overtaking. Kung may moped or moped yung isang sasakyan. Moped yung isang term na sasabihin. Okay? Then, answer the questions. I'll proceed to lesson 12. Two more lessons na lang. So, 14. Passing oncoming traffic. So, the rule is when you pass oncoming traffic, yung pabalik na sasakyan, kailangan mong mag-keep ng safe distance. However, kapag may mga obstacle, yung situation, may obstacle sa road. Example, may road construction or merong mga accidents, situations na hindi naiiwasan, vehicles from the opposite direction or oncoming vehicle, yung lane na walang obstacle, sila ang mauunang magpass. So, yung meaning nito, yung when there is an obstacle ahead, think of it na nasa lane mo yung obstacle. Nasa unahan mo yung obstacle. So, ikaw ang magi-give way. Kasi, ikaw yung may harang sa harap. Mauuna dapat yung sasakyan sa opposite direction or oncoming vehicles must proceed first. Hindi din siya paunahan kung sino ang unang makarating dito, siya ang unang mag-proceed. So, kung ito ang nauna, siya ang magpo-proceed first, hindi. So, ang mauuna talaga palagi ay yung vehicle from the opposite direction. Then next, kung yung situation is may slope, sino ang magi-give way sa kanila? Kung slope lang siya, vehicles going up ang mauunang mag-proceed. Vehicles going down, sila ang magi-give way sa mga vehicles going up. Kasi mahihirapang mag-proceed or mag-travel ng mga sasakyan na paakyat, lalo na yung mga large vehicles na carrying heavy load. So, yan siya kapag slope, si pababa ang magi-give way sa paakyat, excuse me. Then, yung other situation kapag may cliff, may bangin. So, vehicles traveling near, malapit sa cliff, sila ang magsa-stop. May stop siya na term. Tapos, mauuna yung vehicle sa mountainside or yung malayo or yung opposite, yung from the opposite side na vehicle, sila ang mauuna. Yung vehicles na nasa near ng cliffside, sila ay magsa-stop tapos magi-give way sa oncoming vehicle. Bakit sila kailangan mag-stop? Para kapag nakadaan na ito siya, they can travel sa center. So, mas safe siya kapag ganun ang situation. And lesson 13, yung types of driver's license. There are three classification ng driver's license: first class, second class, and learner's permit. Okay? Ang first class license or pwede din siyang tawaging category 1, license para makapag-drive ka ng vehicle na private use. So, except doon sa mga kailangan ng second class license. So, ang second class license kasi, license na pang pasaherong sasakyan, transport, fee-paying passengers na mga vehicle, taxi na may pasahero, bus, yan sila. Basta may pasahero na na-involve, kailangan na ng second class license. Then, learner's permit is eto, Karimen. So, learner's permit or yung student permit, a permit that is required for you to learn or to practice driving car para makuha mo yung iyong license, first class license. So, yan siya ang three types ng driver's license. So, yung mga moped, motorcycle, sasakyan, lahat sila nasa loob ng first class. Ang learner's permit is only for the purpose of learning how to drive. Okay. Meron din siyang note yung sa second class license, let's say taxi. Taxi na may pasahero, kailangan ng second class license. However, kung yung taxi, igagarahe na siya, ibabalik na siya um, sa base location na wala nang involved na passenger, pwede na siyang i-operate ng first class license holder. So, yan siya ang example. Then, driver's licenses can be renewed 2 months before the expiration date. Kailan mag-expire ang license? 1 month after your birthday. Example, ang birthday mo is August 1. Let's say August 1 ang birthday. Ang expiration ng license is September 1 pa. So, nakalagay naman yan siya sa license eh. Then, you can renew your license 2 months before. So, from July 1 hanggang September 1, hanggang mag-expire siya a day before the expiration or on the day ng expiration. Um, doon pwedeng mag-renew ng license. So, ibang usapan na siya kapag advance renewal and late renewal. So, yan siya. And then, if in case may mga personal changes, personal information, may mga changes sa personal information pala yun. May mga changes sa personal information, you must report as soon as possible. Example, kakakuha mo lang ng license mo and then by the next month nag-change address ka. Hindi mo hihintayin na mag-expire ang lisensya mo kasi yung mga letter, yung mga notification about your license, hindi darating sa present address mo kapag hindi mo siya i-update. So, yung mga notification for renewal, kung nagkaroon ng violation, kailangan doon siya darating sa address mo kung saan ka nakatira. So, kailangan mong mag-change address as soon as possible. The same siya sa alien card. So, kapag mag-change address sa alien card, kailangan ding mag-change address sa iyong license. So, kapag tayo, mga babae, kapag ikinasal, nag-change name, may mga information na may nagbago sa information, kailangan i-report yung license. Kailangan the same siya sa information mo sa iba mong IDs para updated yung information. And then, learner driver sign, yung hindi ito siya novice driver sign. Yung learner driver sign, yung ginagamit ng mga driving school na sign kapag nag-aaral pa lang mag-drive. The learner driver sign must be displayed sa front and rear. And rear. So, may meaning dalawa. Sa designated position, meron siyang position. So, kung i-refer niyo siya sa book, sa lesson 13, on page 128. So, yan siya. And then, yung mga marks din na iba-ibang marks, apat siya. Yung novice driver sign na mark, yung beginner's driver, yung hajimete na sign, yung pang senior, yung pang deaf, yung pang bingi or may hearing impairment, at saka yung disabled. So, lahat yan sila ng mga sign kailangang nakadisplay sa harap at likod ng vehicle with designated position. Yan, same rule is applied sa mga novice driver. Then, eto yung types of licenses. Etong nasa gilid. So, ganito siya pag-check sa chart. Eto yung mga types of vehicle na pwede nyong madrive. So, regular ang license. Minimum age yung nasa parenthesis na number. So, kapag regular ang license, yung may mga black na circle, yun lang yung pwedeng madrive. So, makapag-drive lang ng regular motor vehicle, regular automobile, and then special light equipment and moped. So, etong dalawang to, sila na yung pinaka mababang sasakyan or license, pwede silang madrive ng tao na may regular license. From regular motorcycle license and up, makakapag-drive ng dalawang type of vehicles na to. Pero kung scooter lang, moped lang yung license mo, scooter lang din ang madadrive mo. Kasi yan na siya ang pinakamababang license. And then, ang special light equipment lang din. From regular, makakapag-drive ka na ng both. So, kung alam nyo or marunong kayo mag-drive ng scooter at may lisensya na kayo ng kuruma, pwede na kayong mag-drive ng scooter. Okay? So, that's the perks. And then, towing license. Towing license is required if you tow a vehicle over 750 kilograms. So, kapag lagpas na siya 750 kilograms, kailangan na siya ng towing license. Ito yung towing license. License para sa towing vehicle. In addition to a license for, uh, additional to license for the towing vehicle license. Nagets nyo? Ito siya, ang towing vehicle na, na sasakyan. So, iba din ang license niyan. Kailangan mo din ng, yung towing vehicle license. Yung towing license, yung license mo that you can tow a vehicle. So, eto for example, this is a large truck. So, kailangan mo ng large truck license with a towing vehicle license, and kasi ito-tow mo siya ngayon, hihilahin mo siya, kailangan mo din ng towing license. The same, ang gagawin if ang ito-tow mo na vehicle is lagpas na ng 750 kilograms. However, towing license is not required if yung ito-tow na equipment is 750 kilograms or less. Pagpababa siya. Hindi kailangan ng towing license. Or towing a broken down vehicle with rope or crane, towing license is not required. Last for lesson 14, learning about automatic transmission vehicle. And by the way, etong Karimen na test, lahat ng questions about automatic vehicles lang. Okay? About manual cars, about motorcycles, sa Honmen na siya. So, aaralin lang yan siya after ng Karimen. So, lahat is automatic transmission vehicle ang tinatanong sa Karimen. So, common lever or yung gear shift ng automatic, the first letter of the word, yun siya. P for park, R reverse, and neutral, D drive. Then, yung gears sa baba ng drive are the low gears. Sometimes, meron siyang S, meron siyang L, meron siyang 1 or 2. Yan siya ang low gears. Kailan ginagamit ang low gears? When you are traveling sa downward slope, kailangan mag-shift to low gear. Kailan gagamitin ang park? Kapag naka-stop to park or leave your vehicle, kailangan naka-park. Before starting your engine, make sure that the gear shift is in parking position. Kailan gagamitin ang neutral? You can use the neutral if it appears that you will be stopped for a while, kunyari because of road congestion, kunyari sa railway crossing, maraming dadaan na train, medyo matagal pa bago makatawid, pwedeng mag-neutral, and make sure naka-brakes, naka-apply ang brakes. It's either handbrake or foot brake. So, kailangan naka-brake siya. Then, yan, when parking, shift to P kasi parking. And then, when traveling on steep, downward slope, doon gagamitin ang low gear. Pwede siyang use 2, use 1, use low gear when driving sa downward slope. Bawal ang drive. Bawal ang neutral. So, yan siya, dyan nagagamit ang iba't ibang gear shift ng vehicle. Okay, so answer the questions, and this is the end of the lecture for Karimen. So we will proceed to answering modules. I will send you modules once you finish the video. And as you answer modules, make sure na babalikan nyo yung video for informations or refer sa book always. Okay, so thank you so much. Have a good day.